We definitely want to talk about like what's going on in today's world. We've been seeing like you've been having a lot of conversations with different people, with helping the community and stuff. So just like what are some words that you could give the people of like how to really like move on what's going on in today's world and how to get money, how to get by, how to stay alive, which is very, very important right now. Um, so
Well,
yeah, that's
the issue is getting money, right?
right.
This is more of a social thing. And I think racism is used to divide us so we are distracted to who's really oppressing us. And it's a social class. But the
Right.
thing about America is we have awareness that being told what to do is an option. Waiting for somebody to do something for you is your fault, you know? And I can tell you because I'm first generation and I've never let anybody white tell me what to do. I never got in trouble for yelling at nobody white. And I've done everything myself, first generation, and fought every day for it. And I don't
Right.
get sad when people try to play me. It makes me mad and I hit back in the right way. So making yourself powerful economically will make it, and all you have to do that is not be worried about the job. You can't fight unless, the bishop told me this today and this shit was ill. You cannot fight unless, you can't fight if you're afraid to be independent. You can't fight if you're afraid to get fired. You can't fight afraid.
I
And,
definitely
and
agree
afraid
with
is a
that.
choice because nothing's going to stop me from getting, nothing stopping me from getting money. I don't give a, and that's what's great about America. If you want to get it, you could get it.
And I think that goes over a lot of people's heads because I was going through
That's all they
my
had.
Facebook timeline and it was a girl that I know, and she just went live and she was crying and to the point that people was asking her like, did someone die? And she was like, no, I just got fired from my job and it was like a food job or something. And she was just like, I've been working there 7 years. I got spit on in my face there and I still came to work for them to just fire me after 7 years. And I was just like, what made you not think to like, maybe become a CEO? Like that's one of my main things that how I look at working for people. Like I don't want to be putting my all into something for someone to just wake up one day and just say, you know what, you're fired. And now I was putting my all into that. And
If you, let me say
now you
this, you
let me
can't
go.
put your all into somebody else if you can't put your
Right,
all into yourself.
right,
Period.
right.
And
And
that's
I
what people
agree.
have to understand is that they have a choice. You got to find what you want to sell and go sell it. But you got to be good at it. It won't be given to you, and you got to have more energy than most. You have to be as good as the people you're in competition with. If you don't think you're as good, then you're not going to be as good. But you got to be confident enough to know that you can do anything you want to do. There's nothing I haven't thought in my brain that I haven't done.
Right. And you have to have confidence in yourself too, because a lot of people don't. They just let people like, bring doubt and discouragement to them, and that's why they don't really get far.
That's called slavery.
I agree.
Fear is slavery.
I agree. So what do you think about what's going on with the George Floyd and, all the protesting that's going on and people are still getting hurt, people are still getting killed behind protesting for this man?
There's no change without disruption. And if you're fighting for a cause and it yields, then it's the right fight. So the fact that the dudes got arrested, I have to think, if there were no protests, would those cops have got arrested? If the answer is
No.
no, then we needed those protests. You know? And if things will change, if people know or the cops know that they can't conduct themselves the same way, or else it's going to shut everybody's businesses down, because that's all they care about is money. And that
Right.
not only are, we going to be hurt, but the businesses are going to be hurt. It'll make the businesses care. Racism is not profitable anymore. And the reason why, the difference between now and then is we have IG, we have cameras. We didn't have that before.
Right.
But also, I'm not mad. At first I was confused and conflicted, but unity on any level for change, if it does really make a change, then, I never took a block really. There's war before peace, always.
Right. And the same thing with Breonna Taylor. I'm sorry, I want to make sure that I'm saying her name correctly. The woman that, but yeah, Breonna Taylor, the woman that, you know, they just reopened her case. How do you think people should like go about it so that we can get her killers behind bars? We can get justice for her case. Do you think the protesting really do work? Because I mean, I feel like we've been
What might
protesting for
happen
many,
is
many years.
what might happen is if there's no justice for her, hopefully that will never happen again because the awareness that she.
I definitely agree. That's why I'm just like I don't really know like how to feel like what's going on right now. I'm like, to be honest, me personally, I'm numbed about it because what I really want to do, I honestly feel what I've been pushing is everyone who can should get their gun license. If you got kids, you should teach them how to load and unload a gun. Because I feel with all of this, they're just pushing martial law so that they can run into people's houses, so that they can try to do what they want to do. And you need to be prepared so to protect your family.
Well, you should do whatever you legally can. I know we went and got our gun licenses because we could, not out of fear, just because it's logical to protect yourselves if you have to. But again,
Right.
when you have a certain amount of bread, then it doesn't affect you the same way. So everyone has to figure out how to empower themselves economically. And that's all I can say. The best way to protect yourself is to protect yourself economically.
Right.
Don't just let people tell you that a job is the American dream, because as you see, it is not.
Right.
And that you can use America and leverage their racism, make money from them being that dumb to be racist. Then that's what I've done my whole life. I've never had to be
Yeah.
told what to do by a white man ever in my life, or any white person, or anybody for that matter. And I've been telling people independence and economic, knowing how to pass something to your child so they don't have to struggle. It takes a lot of stress. You won't be so depressed, you know, but you can't sit around and not do nothing. You know, if you're not active, if you're not trying to get it every day, then you're not in the revolution. The way you fight
Right.
is to get yourself right. That's how you fight. The way you fight is to make sure that you got enough money to help your brother or your sister if they need it. Not to be asking for somebody to give you something. And you can do that. There's nothing stopping you from trying. There's no dream in my brain I don't think I can't make come true, and can't nobody stop me.
If you want another amazing video with the one and only Dame Dash, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.